Welcome to the Explainer. Listen, we're doing something a little different today. I want you to imagine that I'm stepping in right now as your personal head coach. And my goal? Well, it's to completely tear down those bad gym habits you've been clinging to and rebuild your foundation of strength literally from the ground up. We're going to shift your mindset from just chasing some temporary muscle pump to constructing genuine, undeniable strength.
So, ask yourself, are you actually training or are you just checking boxes? Because the stats behind this are honestly a little shocking. Over 87% of people who train barely get any tangible results. Why? Because they're completely confusing sweating with actually stimulating their muscles. They think just because they're out of breath and tired, they're automatically growing. Today, let me fix that for you.
All right, let's look at the playbook for today. We're covering 1, the finishing touches fallacy, 2, upgrading your metabolic engine, 3, the stabilizer secret, 4, entering the growth zone, 5, the 3-day blueprint, and finally, 6, fueling the foundation. Time to stop the endless theater lifting and actually start building serious muscle.
Starting with Section 1, the finishing touches fallacy. We really need to talk about why making a beeline straight for the bicep curl rack on day 1 is completely sabotaging your progress. You see, it comes down to a fundamental misunderstanding. Take isolation exercises, like pec flies or lateral raises. Sure, they feel great, but they only work one muscle at a time. If your entire routine is built on isolation, your progress is absolutely going to crawl. They're essentially just the finishing touches on a building that hasn't even been constructed yet. Now compare that to compound movements, your squats, bench presses, deadlifts. These are the heavy team players. They recruit entire teams of muscles to work together, which lets you lift significantly heavier weights. And that heavy weight? That's the loud signal your body actually needs to grow. You have to build the house first before you can paint the walls.
Moving right along to Section 2, upgrading your metabolic engine. Now that we know what team player movements to prioritize, let's look at how lifting heavy physically upgrades your internal machinery.
You've got to stop thinking of your metabolism as some fixed number you were just born with. Think of it more like a car. You have 4 levers you can pull. The engine is your basal metabolic rate, which is driven heavily by your muscle mass. The fuel is the calories you burn just digesting your food. The miles are your daily steps and everyday movement. And the driving is how hard you push it during your actual workouts. You can upgrade every single one of these.
Let's zero in on that engine for a second. Every single pound of muscle on your body has a maintenance cost. It requires continuous energy just to exist. When you build muscle using those heavy compound lifts we just talked about, you are effectively cranking up the dial on your metabolism. You're turning your body into a massive V8 engine that burns calories 24/7, even if you're just sitting on the couch. So by starving yourself or doing endless cardio without lifting heavy, you're not getting ahead. You're actually shrinking your V8 engine down to a tiny 4-cylinder.
Section 3, the stabilizer secret. To build that massive V8 engine, we have to evaluate the specific tools you're using on the gym floor.
Let's be clear, machines absolutely have a purpose. They give you extra joint stability when you really need to isolate a specific muscle. But if machines are your only tool, you're going to fall straight into the stabilizer trap. Since the machine locks the weight into a fixed rigid path, your small, supporting muscles get zero work. Free weights, on the other hand, force you to balance, control, and coordinate the weight along your body's natural movement pattern. This forces those stabilizing muscles to step up and grow stronger. When you combine the freedom of free weights with heavy compound lifts, you build a physique that isn't just for show, it's functionally strong.
Section 4, entering the growth zone. Here's the harsh truth as your coach. Even with free weights in your hands, you won't grow a single inch if you don't speak the only language your body understands. Think about the theater lifter. This is the person who does 5 comfortable sets, gets a nice little pump, and leaves feeling tired. But here's the secret. Being tired is not the same as being stimulated. The muscle barely even notices the effort because our bodies are naturally lazy. They don't want to expend energy-building muscle unless they're literally forced to. That's just theater lifting. Then you have the growth zone lifter. They do 3 brutal focused sets, pushing incredibly close to muscular failure. Half the sets, but double the stimulus. They give the body absolutely no choice but to adapt and grow. To make sure you aren't just theater lifting, you need to understand the lifespan of a set. Step 1 is the commute. These are the first easy reps where you're just moving the weight from point A to point B. Step 2 is the slowdown, where your tempo organically drops and the real struggle begins. Step 3 is where the magic actually happens, the growth zone. These are the last 2 or 3 ugly reps where you have to fight for your life to finish the lift. If you rack the weight during the commute, you are entirely wasting your time. The growth zone only exists at the very end of your set.
Section 5, the 3-day blueprint for success. So how do we put this all together without living in the gym? Let's leave those high-volume, exhaustion-based bro splits behind and look at a minimalist framework that forces maximum adaptation.
This 3-day superhero split is incredibly simple but highly effective. Monday is upper body, Wednesday is lower body, and Friday is upper body again. By spacing your workouts out like this, you ensure that every single time you step onto the gym floor, you are fully recovered and ready to hit that growth zone with maximum intensity. You aren't showing up half recovered and getting crushed by meaningless volumes 6 days a week.
And here are the non-negotiable rules for this blueprint. You're doing 4 to 5 exercises per session, max. You put your compound movements right at the beginning when your energy is highest. You use isolation exercises strategically at the end just to target weak points. You do 1 warm-up set to lock in your form, followed by 3 brutal working sets pushed to near failure. Oh, and rest 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets. Structure beats instinct every single time. Walk in with this plan, leave your phone in the locker, execute, and you'll be done in 45 minutes.
I want you to burn this quote into your brain. The golden rule of progressive overload. Beat your past self every week. You must add a rep, add a kilo, or slow down your tempo to increase the challenge. Keep a log. Seriously, if the numbers in your notes app aren't going up over time, your muscles aren't growing. It's really as simple as that.
Finally, Section 6, fueling the foundation. Because hitting the growth zone, that's only the signal telling your body to grow. Your recovery and your nutrition are the actual bricks and mortar that build the house. This right here is your magic number, 1.6 to 2 grams. You need to hit between 1.6 and 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every single day. If you don't provide your body with these raw materials, it literally cannot repair the tissue you just broke down in the gym. No protein means no recovery, and no recovery means no growth.
Plus, hitting that protein target comes with an amazing bonus, the thermic effect of food. Remember that fuel lever for our metabolism? Well, your body burns up to 30% of protein's calories just in the process of breaking it down and digesting it. Compare that to 10% for carbs and just 3% for fats. By eating enough protein, you're getting a completely free metabolism boost while simultaneously fueling your muscle recovery.
To round the whole shebang out, pair that premium protein fuel with about 10,000 steps a day. This maximizes your daily calorie burn, those miles we talked about earlier, without completely frying your nervous system the way daily high-intensity cardio would. It is hands down the quietest, most effective fat loss tool you have. So I'm leaving you with a final question as your coach today. Are you going to keep checking boxes, chasing a pump, and settling for comfortable theater lifting? Or are you finally ready to leave your ego at the door, embrace those ugly reps in the growth zone, and build a foundation of real, undeniable strength? The blueprint is entirely in your hands now. It's time to put in the work. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.